Musta, Paul here. Today I will share with you guys what I've learned in my 20s. Okay, so the first thing I learned in my 20s is that to be patient. I think I'm speaking from my personal experience. I think that in my early 20s, I was very impatient with my achievements, with my goals, with settling down, and I was more outward looking. I was looking at my friends who have a head start, they did well in their studies and all that, but I think ultimately being patient with yourself will help you a lot, because the truth of the matter is we all have different starting lines, right? And I believe we also have different finishing lines. So to be honest, if you look at life in that way, knowing that in the end you all work out, I believe you all work out, and having patience with yourself and with others, you'll feel much happier. Not just happier, you will be pleasant, a bit more pleasant to be with. I think at that time I was very like, no, I cannot hang out with you guys, I'm wasting my time, I need to do this, I need to do that. And yeah, you just need to be patient. Okay, second thing is health. I think that I kind of neglect my health at that time when I was from 15 years old to about 20, and only in national service. In Singapore, we need to serve mandatory 2 years in the army, right? Thank God for that, because I lost so much weight during my time inside. And after that, my second job at a gym, I went to learn martial arts, and I gained lots of confidence, right? I gained muscles, I gained confidence. I was able to speak clearly, speak better. I was able to think more sharply. So I didn't know that taking care of yourself has a lot of benefits. I prioritize my rest, my sleep, my eating habits, and naturally, like alcohol and all the other stuff like fried food and all that, I didn't have a desire as much as before. So not that I'm completely out, but I'm just saying that if you give me a choice, my first choice wouldn't be these things. Next is, does it really matter? Does it really matter if I'm ahead? Does it really matter if the guy beside me is better looking than me? Does it matter if I'm not where I'm supposed to be? Does it really matter? So I realized that in life, many things in life, it's really not about the exterior, but a lot of internal. When I realized about this truth, I became a bit more at peace with myself. I'll tell you one personal story. So when I was in film school, my goal was to have award-winning films and be the top performer, one of the top few performers in my school. Yes, it felt good for a while, but eventually it really didn't matter. I still remember applying for jobs after graduating. They just looked past my achievements, my awards, and I was like, did you know how much I spent? Do you know how much time, money, and energy I spent just to be an award-winning director, award-winning filmmaker, producer? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And also, does it really matter what people think of you, right? Because number one, they do not put the food on your table. They do not put the clothes on your back. What I'm trying to say is that if you're living to please other people, I don't think so that's a good life to live. So question yourself, does it really matter? Does it really matter if I'm the best? Choose your friends wisely. I think that this is truly important. My parents, they will always say, like, make sure you choose the right people around you, because there are only two things. If you want to become successful, hang out with successful people. If you do not want, then you hang out with people who do not want to move forward. You know, the people around you can either pull you down or push you up. So when I learned that truth, I realized that people who are doubting me, doubting in my abilities, I try to reframe myself for them. Why? Because I do not want to give my emotional energy, my time to people who don't believe in me. I believe that, you know, the people that needs to be in your life will be there at the right place and the right time. So choose your friends wisely, right? This is one solid piece of advice, especially when you are at that age, at 20s, where you feel like you need to prove something. But to be honest, you don't really need to prove yourself, because you have a whole life to create and to have fun. Lastly is do not worry. I think that when I heard this quote from someone that I look up to, he said that most of the worries and cares we worry about didn't come. And I'm like, that's so true, right? Like, and when I was younger, I thought that, oh my gosh, like the future is so hard. How am I gonna be a success? How am I gonna do this? But in all truth, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, nor do we know what's gonna happen in 10 years' time. The pandemic is an obvious sign of that, and most of us, we lost our loved ones, but most of us came out fine. The thing is that when you worry, you're putting yourself in an unnecessary state. It will all work out. So yes, in the beginning of my life, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I tried to follow my father's footsteps in the oil and chemical industry. That didn't work out for me. I was fired from a job because I was not performing, and it really hit me hard, because am I doing the right thing in my life? Am I doing the right things in my life? So I was very worried, but the moment I took time to think about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve, I realized that it's actually possible. And when you have that kind of mindset that it's actually possible, it will all work out. I mean, obviously you're gonna have some setbacks, ups and downs. That's life, right? So, but how are you going to maneuver over it? How are you going to tackle it? Right? You have the people around you who are for you, and they love you. Your family is there for you as well, and there are people who are cheering you on and even praying for you. So I've been very blessed. I hope that this video strike a chord with you. You know, I'm sharing a lot from my personal life, and I hope that it helped you somehow. Till then, steady lah. Bye bye.